Good day everyone, I'm Scabard Gaming and welcome to another episode of Scabard Craft. Today I'm going to look into rails and powered rails, and these are useful obviously for using with minecarts. Now minecarts you can use for carrying stuff around using a minecart and a chest, and it can also be used for moving you around and farm animals if you can get them in it. So the idea of minecarts, obviously, as I just said, is to get things moving. Now, to make a minecart is very simple. You take your iron, you place it in a U shape in the bottom 6 sections of your crafting window, and you get a minecart. Now, to create a standard rail, you need to place iron in both 3 left and right sides, and a single stick in the middle, such as so, making a H with a wooden centre. That will get you 16 pieces of rail, which is a lot, to be fair. To make powered rail, you need to do roughly the same thing with gold, creating the same texture, well, pattern, and a piece of redstone at the bottom, creating 6 powered rail. Not quite as many, but you'll see that it's just as much of a bargain, to be fair, because you don't need an awful lot of powered rail. Now, let's just get outside, and I will show you how to place rail. Now, I don't particularly want to build a rail anywhere currently, so I'll just use this short patch here to show you how it works. Now, you get a piece of rail, you can place it up slopes, such as so, and you can place it in curves, such as so. Now, you can even place them as such. Now, this rail will still join on with this part of rail here, and this one will curve away because of the curve. You see. Now, if you travel in either way here, you will merely continue on in a straight line. If you want to travel that way, you will need a switch. But if you were to come from this direction, it would curve this way. It's yeah. You get used to it. Anyway, if I just bring this up, and I'll show you. Now, powered rail, much like normal rail, places in exactly the same way. But when hit, and if powered, it will send you down the line at an increased speed. Now, it takes roughly 3 powered rails to get you up to full speed, and any unpowered powered rails act as a brake. Now, that may be confusing, but I will show you why it's not. Now, if I just get some cobble in here, right, and that makes a good little end station there. Now, what I need, didn't bring any wood with me, typically, and here's what you can use. Now, if you place a piece of redstone in a stick here, you get a redstone torch, and I'll show you why that's important in a second. And also, if I just create some buttons, I probably have some buttons already. 2 buttons there. Now, a button can be used to power a small redstone signal for a short amount of time. So, if I were to place a button on here, if I were to activate that button, it activates rail for a short amount of time, which is perfect. Now, if I throw a redstone torch here, that will power that rail indefinitely. Now, you'll see why those 2 things are important in a second, but here's a good reason. You chuck on a minecart here. If I place a non-powered rail piece here, if I jump in this, now it's not moving anywhere because I'm sitting on unpowered powered rail, and that means that the powered rail is actually acting as a brake because it has no power. As soon as I press this switch, the powered rail activates and sends me down the track. at which point I hit the non-powered rail again. Okay, so at which point I hit the non-powered rail and it acts as a brake. Exactly as stated. Now, that's all well and good. Now, if I was to activate that rail and hop in, it actually wouldn't stop me because it wants to power me off the edge. You press left shift to jump back out. A single sword stroke will break your minecart. Now, that is the very basics of rail. And it is very, very simple. Now, a piece of powered rail can be placed every 11 blocks on a straight to keep maximum speed. The 3 powered rail at the beginning will get you maximum speed. So the most efficient way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the first piece of powered rail should actually be there. And that, as you can see, is why powered rail is actually very efficient and quite a bargain in terms of resources. Whereas standard rail, again you get 16 pieces, also isn't as expensive as it first seems. You can actually get pretty far with just those 3 bits, that piece there, and especially if you're travelling downhill, you could get pretty far just with the few bits made from a single piece of powered rail construction and a single piece of normal rail construction. And not having to use redstone to activate the line is very important. This will also act as a brake for anyone coming the other way, so that's very useful as well. Now, anywhere that you have powered rail that needs activating, you've got a couple of ways of doing it. You can place a redstone signal on any block next to or underneath the rail. So I should be able to place it there. See? So if you want to hide the redstone torch, you can hide it underneath like this. You can also, if I have enough redstone on me, I'll show you that you can actually use redstone blocks. Redstone blocks are a really good way of storing redstone because at some point you're going to have too much redstone. But they're also a full power source. Now if you have 9 pieces of redstone, filling up the whole of the construction screen here, you get a redstone block. As I said, redstone block is a power source just as much as redstone torches. And it can actually be quite a useful construction idea. So if I'm building a massive bridge and I don't want to produce like plinths and platforms for redstone torches, I can simply use a redstone block and it looks kind of pretty too. So that's another way that I usually do things. If I'm producing like a skyway, I'll use redstone blocks and not redstone torches, which helps a lot with prettiness and neatness for your construction. And that is a very basic, quick lesson on how to produce your own rails. Hopefully you can put it to good use and it'll be really useful. And honestly, you can create anything you want with these basic rules. So, as said before, you can use 3 redstone to get to max speed. You don't need a redstone torch or other redstone signal in order to activate them. A simple button will do. And only place another bit of powered rail every 11 blocks of standard rail and you will maintain full speed. If you want to go uphill, you need to place a powered rail every 5 blocks in order to maintain full speed. So 4 a gap and then 1 redstone powered rail. And that has to be activated with a redstone signal such as a torch or a block. And you should have a very efficient rail system. Now I've travelled well over 10 kilometers on a single rail and it can be far better than running, even if it's not that much quicker. And hopefully that was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and click subscribe, and I will see you in the next Scabard Craft. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.